Hello, I'm Gordon Lang, editor of CameraLabs.com. I'd like to give you a brief video tour around the Canon EF 17-40mm lens. Here it is, the 17-40mm. I've got it mounted here on a Canon EOS 400D Rebel XTI. Now it's important to note that this lens is fully compatible with full frame bodies like the Canon EOS 5D, but it represents a completely different proposition when you've got it mounted on a camera like that. So we've got two completely separate reviews and separate video tours depending on which body you're going to mount this lens on. So if you're interested in mounting this lens on a Canon 5D, have a look at our other video. In this one we're going to have a look at the 17-40 mounted on a crop frame body like the 400D or Rebel XTI. Now when you've got it mounted on a body like this lens actually offers a fairly general purpose zoom range. It's actually pretty close to that you'd get with the kit lens. So it's important to compare this against the kit lens to see what are the benefits of spending that much more money on a lens like this. Well, we're going to show you some coverage examples in just a moment, but for now let's have a look at the build quality and the difference between this and the kit lens. If you have a look at the end of the lens barrel, you'll see a red ring going around it. This denotes that it's part of Canon's L range. That's L for luxury, and it means you're getting one of Canon's top of the range optics. So already you're going to notice quite a difference in quality between this and the kit lens. But it's not just about optical quality, it's also about build quality. The EFS 18-55mm kit lens does feel really light and plasticky in use. This lens, however, feels considerably more solid. It's much more confident to use. Also, the manual focusing ring, well, for starters it's got one, which the 18-55mm doesn't really. You're having to turn the end of the barrel there, but it just feels very, very smooth. Similarly with the zoom ring as well. On the kit lens it can catch a little bit as you're turning it very slightly. Not so with this zoom ring. It's very, very smooth and very accurate in practice. You'll also notice that when I zoom the lens in and out, the internal element may go back and forth, but the actual barrel itself doesn't extend. It also doesn't rotate when you focus either, and this is all great news for users of polarizing filters. So yet another advantage there for this lens over the kit lens. However, let's have a look at the coverage that you'll get in practice with this. For comparison, we're going to start with a picture taken with the kit lens. That's 18-55mm zoomed all the way out to 18mm. And as you can see, it's capturing a wide angle view of this scene. Now let's switch to the 17-40mm zoomed out to 17mm. That's just 1mm of difference, but you can see it does actually have a slight difference on the image that you see before you. The 17-40 is capturing a slightly wider field, and that can make all the difference if you're really into your wide angle photography. Now let's zoom the 17-40 into 40mm, and this is what you'll get. As you can see, it's closer, but it's not that close. And this is really brought home when you compare it to the 18-55mm zoomed in. So here's the 18-55 zoomed into 55mm, and you can see it's actually quite a bit closer than the 17-40 when it's fully zoomed in. The Canon EF 17-40mm is certainly an interesting option for owners of cropped frame bodies like the 400D Rebel XTI here. It offers quite a few benefits over the kit lens that we've already mentioned. The build quality is much better, the zoom ring is much smoother, the barrel doesn't extend or turn when you focus, and the focusing itself is very quick and quiet. This has got a USM focusing motor, and in fact it's one of the fastest focusers in its class. So in terms of build and physical quality, this lens is clearly much better. In terms of optical quality, it's also much better than the kit lens. After all, this lens is designed for use on a full frame body, so when you're only using the bit in the middle that performs better, it's undoubtedly going to perform better than a budget kit lens. However, there are some downsides with this. The range, most obviously, just isn't quite as long as the kit lens, and for the money you could alternatively buy something like the EFS 17-85mm that actually gets a little bit wider still and gets much longer, and crucially has image stabilization as well. Now this lens still has one trump card over that other upgrade lens, and that's that it will work on a full frame body. None of the EFS lenses will. So if you're actually considering maybe upgrading to a full frame body like the 5D at some point in the future, then it can be sensible to buy EF lenses rather than EFS models, because the EF ones will work on the full frame. So when you do upgrade your body, you'll still be able to use your existing lens investment. The really important thing though is to see how this lens compares directly against the kit lens and the other upgrade options, and we've got full results of all of these in our review at www.cameralabs.com. So to see how this lens performs against its rivals and to see some sample images taken with it on the 400D Rebel XTI, then head over to the website and see what you think.